I'm going to do a round top to the eye, not quite a circle. I'm going to tuck a circle underneath that and make a circle in it. And then below the eye at an angle, I'm going to do a rounded line for the back of the beak. So below the eye and over, I'll make another part circle. And then this will go under, down a little. So part circle, over and down a little more. And then I'm going to come and round that whole thing off. Round it all off. Then the bottom of the beak will just tuck under like that. Just tuck under a little bit. My head is going to start about the level of the beak and over past the eye. So I'm going to go over and around. So from the beak over, farther than the eye, from the beak over, I'm going to go way up around my head. Way up around my head. And there's going to be another cute little bird right beside this. So I'm going to put its face in so I know what I'm going around. So its beak is a little lower and over. So a little part circle. And a little arc down and curving in. And this is going to go down and over. And then come in at a little angle to meet the top part of my beak. And then the bottom of the beak will just be a little bit of a circle underneath. Now this guy's eye is above the beak and over. So let's go above the beak and over and make another little semicircle, a little arc there. We'll tuck a circle into it, tuck a circle into that, leave a little white if we can. And then this guy's head is going to be from the beak over, past the eye, from the beak over, past the eye, and go up and around until it hits that bird. And then let's make sure we can fit our birds. So I want room down here for my feet. So this guy is going to come around and up to the beak. And the other half of the body around up to the back of the head. Around, leaving room for my branch and my feet. And then there's a wing sticking out here. So out and over. And then this guy, he's on the same branch. So let me do the tops of my feet. I'm going to do a little bump, a little bump, a little bump, a little bump, 4 bumps. And then below this guy, I'm coming down from my beak. I'm going to do a bump, a bump, a bump, a bump, little bumps. And then that's going to show me where the side of my body is. So from my little bumps for my feet, I'm going to go up and around and meet my head. And there's going to be a wing around the outside. So out and over and back down to my body. So between the bumps is the top of the branch. And the rest of the branch is going to go out and over. This branch is going to go over and down and out and up. And then from the side of my feet, I'm going to do 3 or 4 little bumps inside. 1, 2, 3. 3 or 4 bumps under these bumps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They're almost dots. And then this will come down and around. Down and around. And this one may be curving a little bit the other way. A little bit the other way. And a little bump pointing down, a bump pointing down, a bump pointing down, and a bump pointing down. So this guy, let's make his lines first. He's going to have foot going that way, foot going that way. And the bottom of my branch should connect because they're on the same branch. So I'll go down, over, a little bump, over. And these little lines in between are the bottom of the branch. And then this foot, I can curve this in and this in and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This foot's curling around this way. So I go around, around, and around. And a little bump and a bump where it's grabbing the branch. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All my lines aren't connected perfect, and that's okay. But my branch goes out on either side, and the feet have to fit around it. So I'm going to go over and maybe make it a little fatter towards the end. And this guy's going to follow this line and go over there. So this body, which wing are we going to have over? This head is going to keep coming down a little, and then the rest of that wing. And this guy's body is going to start here. So that's going to make it look like that body is tucked in and the beak is tucked around. So let's go ahead and add some paint. I'm going to do green birds with a red head. And my dogs are playing in the background, so there might be some noise. This is my water. These are my bristles, the part that's hairy at the bottom. And it drips. It's going to carry the water. So when I go off to the side here, it's my puppy coughing. I'm going to grab some water and let it drip in the green. And drip in the green. So I'm going to keep bringing water until the whole top of this is wet. And since I'm going to do red, I'm just going to bring some red now. Rinse off my brush. So I should have water. I'm not even going to do a brown branch. I should have water in all of mine. So make sure you have water in every pan. And let's get some green. And I'm going to stir up the water a little bit, but I'm not digging in the hard part. So I'm touching the hard part so that it gets the water green. And then what you can't see over to the side is that I have a paper towel. And I'm going to go upward. So I'm going to start down here and go up to the neck. And if your water doesn't spread that fast and easy, you don't have enough water. So I'm touching a little. I'm going to start at the bottom, go up and over. And again, if it doesn't spread that fast and easy, you need more water. So the top of my bird, I'm going to get some red. Again, I touch the red, stir it up a little. And I'm going to go over, so over and down, and then spread that out. Come under my eyes. And I'm leaving a little bit of, hey doggies, thanks for helping my video. Thank you. I'm going to do the other guy over here. Over and make that line. And then trace him around. And maybe leaving a little white right there. So maybe the wings will have a little bit of red. A little bit of red. A little bit. And maybe for fun we'll put some blue up in that. Just to make the color look more interesting. If you wanted to, you could do the beginning of a little bit of color there. And the beginning of a little bit of color there. Doesn't go quite all the way across. We can do a little blue in the feet. I'm going to soak some of that up. I want my lines to still show. So not so dark. I went and took some of this color and added it. All right, and you know, I might leave my branch. I might leave my branch white and color everything behind it. And what color should I do? Got a lot of green. I mean, blue is kind of the usual color, but why not something fun like yellow? So I cleaned off my brush and I'm making sure I have water. I can't tell you enough. Oh, see, I just splashed. Let's see if I can pick that off. Splashed a little bit. I can't tell you enough how much water you need. Okay, so I've got water, and I'm going to bring my brush around the outside and then come back in and hug the shape of my birds. So I'm spreading it around the outside. Come back here and start up this way. Get that little bit right in there. Now that I've kind of hugged it, let's go ahead and hug down here too, hugging it with color like the two little birds are hugging. Kind of come around, fill that in with yellow. Now I'm going to come along the bottom of my branch, trying to leave my branch white. There's no white watercolor paint, so if I want white, I just need to leave it. So I'm getting more water, and I'm going to let that water spread the color. So let's spread that color. And if it's not spreading that fast, you don't have enough paint. Or sorry, you have too much paint and not enough water. So I'm working the whole paper back and forth, using water to even it out. Edge to edge, maybe a little extra yellow around my birds. I don't know if you can see, but this is really starting to dry up. So I go get water with my brush. Now I have watery yellow again, and I'm going to go around my birds. See, I'm getting kind of a, what we call a deeper value of yellow, a darker yellow, deeper value. How dark a color is its value. And then I am going to do some orange around the outside. And if my paper's good and wet, that'll spread in real fun. So good and wet, going along the outside. And then coming in with water to let that blend. Lots of water, so my brush strokes don't necessarily show. And a little bit of orange down there. And now I have a warm little pair of parrots